Hello, welcome to my channel. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Zealous channel. The Zealous is like the realest. That came from, God gave me that. And so today, what I want to talk about is, and I do have a script, so you will see me looking away from this camera at times, but I do have a script here, and I had to create this script to make sure that I hit all the bullet points that I need to hit, because today this video really hits home. And when I say really hits home, it's like it's one of those things whereby I am now experiencing, or I have experienced trauma. And so because I have experienced trauma and I've gone through many traumatic situations, I'm also being thrusted into one even as we speak. Like I am 2 seconds, and when I say 2 seconds, I am literally 2 seconds away from walking off of my job. I recently raised some concerns and filed a grievance on my job because my manager and a lot of the other women on my job are homosexual women. They're feminist, and when you're working around people like that, and they find out that you are a believer in the workplace no longer is safe for you. And so that's why I'm here. So today I want to talk about when the workplace becomes a battlefield: trauma, bullying, and standing in faith. So I'm creating this space because this is a place where truth, trauma, recovery, and transformation meet. And I just want you to like, share, subscribe, comment on this video, and tell me how is it that you feel about today's conversation, because when I say this is deeply personal, this is deeply personal. And I was not going to come on here today and say anything. I was just going to wait it out. But after having a second meeting with employee relations on my job today, I had to literally, and when I say literally, I literally had to lay down and pray and ask God to help me. And then I spoke to one of my family members, and I spoke to a friend. And one of my friends said, why didn't you record that meeting today? Because normally what I've been doing lately is I've been recording the meeting, and they have no idea that I've been recording some of the ugly things that they've been saying to me. Like just recently I was called a black rat by my manager. I also too was told that, because I am older than them, that I'm going through menopause and I'm angry and I'm frustrated. And so it's not just the manager. She has now engaged other people to join in on the bullying and the harassment. So every night when I go in, and I work at night, and I am a virtual agent. And so we all work from home. And so we have meetings every night. So our meetings has turned into not quote unquote a meeting where we talk about the trends and the updates and things of that sort in the workplace. We're talking about people being hateful, and we're talking about somebody frustrated and angry and on menopause, and that kind of micro aggressive behavior. I just have an intolerance for a lot of ignorance. And so the last meeting that we had, I had to tell my manager I'm not going to attend this meeting because I am tired of being insulted by you, and I'm also tired of being insulted or you engaging other employees. So her message was back to me was understood. And I tell you this, when you're not in those meetings, it hits what we call our matrix. In our matrix, we get a scorecard every week. And now this bullying and intimidation and stuff, it's been going on more than a year. I just recently raised concerns and made reports about it. And so because I recently made concerns about it, oh, it has hit the fan. So today I want to talk about trauma and bullying in the workplace, especially when it comes from those in leadership, and especially when you're being targeted simply because of who you are, because you're different and you dare to be different, and you don't go along with the crowd. And when you dare to be different and you don't go along with the crowd, you stick out like a sore thumb, and you will in these workplaces. Christians out there, I want to say to you, and this is for both believers and non-believers alike, because it's not just believers go through this. There are people who are non-believers that are being targeted, bullied, and harassed. I know this because I have a family member that works for EEOC, and she deals with cases all day long where leaders are intimidating, harassing, sabotaging, making the workplace unsafe for people, just all kind of wickedness that people are doing to other people to harm or to hurt them, to cause and to inflict pain and trauma in somebody else's life. So first segment, I'm going to talk about when work isn't safe anymore. So a workplace should be a place where we grow, where we contribute and feel respected. But for many of us, it becomes a space of anxiety, microaggressions, gossip, or outright hostility. This is the work environment that I work in right now. And if I told you guys the company that I work for right now, you will not believe what goes on inside these countries and companies. Simon Sinek said something that was so important and relevant. He said this. He said that leaders can either influence, they can either influence you, they can influence a person by, number one, either inspiring them, or you can manipulate them. And that is what is happening right now in the workplace where I am. There is a hostile work environment that has been created where people are being manipulated to engage in bullying and harassment. Secondly, I want to talk about being targeted by leadership. And I can understand what children go through in the schoolhouse, but when you're in a workplace and your workplace no longer becomes safe. I've been in this company for 4 whole years. I've been there for 4 whole years. And so what happens when the bullying comes from a manager or a boss? Somebody that you're supposed to look up to, somebody that you're supposed to reach out to, when things are not going well, when somebody that you're supposed to reach out to when you need help. And right now, I'm going to say this, I get absolutely no support from my manager right now. I get no support from her. And so someone who's supposed to uphold a conduct, a code of conduct according to the company, where DEI values or leadership integrity, but instead they abuse their power. This is what I'm going through right now, guys. This is literally what I'm going through. And what y'all hear going on in the background right now, like they were not even out here before I came out here. And now they want to come out here and get loud when I'm out here. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like I just recently raised some concerns about, being harassed. And because I raised those concerns, so now what they do is they try to meet you outside. This is a prime example. Like nobody was out here before I came out here. And that's not to say nobody can come out here. But when I'm out here or when I'm downstairs, it doesn't matter where I'm going. It's like, God, why am I going through being targeted by people? Like being harassed and bullied by people. And because you raise a concern, people feel the need. In psychology, they call it a defiant behavior. When people impress who they are upon you and try to enforce you to make you subject or be fearful of them, and don't be. What you do is you take a stance against people when they start bullying you, when they start harassing you at whatever the cost is. God will take care of you. He most definitely will take care of you. So when I start to report it, or when I thought about before I wanted to report the harassment, I thought about fairness and how I would be treated. Because when you make these or raise these concerns, and when you file grievances and things of that sort, and right now I'll tell you guys this, I am on what they call a corrective action, and I've been given a second corrective action since making these, or since filing a grievance, because I refuse to be intimidated, harassed. That's why I said I am minutes, seconds away walking away from this job. And I am so serious, because this does not make any kind of sense at all. If you are feeling any kind of way, any type of way, if you're going through something, if your children have gone through something, if your parents have gone through something, if anything that you have done, or if you've had any kind of traumatic situations, please like, share, subscribe, and comment below, because I want to hear how it is that you overcame, or how it is that, or what are some steps that you took to overcome the trauma, the intimidation, the bullying, the harassment, the hostile work environment, the hostile living environment. What were some of the things that you did? Because it's not just in the workplace. Trauma is everywhere. There are women who have men that have beat them, that have been involved in domestic violence. So you report it, you expect fairness, but instead the system flips. And this is what actually happened to me today. Like the employee relations lady that's working on the case, she didn't have to call a second meeting with me, but she called a second meeting with me today because she wanted to make a clear and concise point to me. She wanted to show me and to let me know that my concerns are not legitimate, and they really are legitimate, because not only have I proved the harassment, I have sent screenshots, pictures. I've shown them where I am being mistreated and treated differently and indifferently from any other employee. Like right now, if I go to work tonight, like what's going to happen is they're going to be waiting on me. And so what I've done is I've started to use like my paid time off and my unpaid time off to avoid the harassment. I've even reached out to my manager, and she's like, hey, are you coming into the meetings? Because we do Slack chats or whatever. Hey, are you coming to the meeting? We don't see you there. And I told her, no, I'm not coming, because the last time I was there and the time before and times before, you've engaged other people to come in and to ambush me. So these meetings have turned into an engagement or an ambush where you're bullying, harassing, calling me hateful, talking about because I'm older, I'm going through menopause, she's frustrated. And see, those are microaggressive behaviors that you're not protected under, that you should be protected under the job. Even though there's a code of conduct that's in place, I'm being hit from every end. Like you're sabotaging my work, or you're trying to sabotage my work, and I'm having to defend what it is that I do. I'm explaining because I know exactly what I'm doing. I know how to do my job. I understand my job, and I've even explained some things to her. And it's like, because I know and understand how to do my job, then you get upset with me. And so suddenly your work is not enough. Anything that I do, it doesn't matter. She's always finding reasons, and this has been going on for a year. So I just started this complaint after a year of going through these experiences, because I have gotten to the point to where I'm at my wit's end, and I am tired of it. I really am. I am tired of it. So you're labeled difficult. They use performance evaluations to gaslight you, not because your work changed, but because I stood up. And so because you stand up, if you're in an environment where you live and you stand up and you're saying that I'm not going to take that, you're not going to sabotage me, you're not going to harass me, you're not going to intimidate me, you're not going to bully me, I'm not afraid of you, and I'm not who you say I am who God said I am, and you begin to stand up, then guess what's going to happen? You're going to be gaslighted. When you stand up and you speak against something, when somebody has wronged you, and what people don't understand is, in the world, y'all call it karma. In the Bible, it's called reaping what you sow. So you understand that if you do something to somebody, it's going to boomerang and hit you. The Bible declares that God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he reap. So whatever you do to people, and the seeds that you plant in the earth and you do against people, be careful, because the ditches that you're digging for other people, you're digging them for yourself and your family. You'll be just like Haman when he came against the Jews. You'll be hanging on the Galatines instead of the Jews hanging on the Galatines, because Haman's whole he hated the Jews. He hated them. He hated them. He hated their faith. And there are people out there that's not just going to hate you just because of your faith. They're going to hate you because you're different. They're going to hate you because you stand up. And when you stand up against them and you show them that you're not fearful of them and you're not going to take anything, if somebody and you decide to engage in bullying, intimidating, trying to make somebody fearful and you harass them, guess what? It's going to happen to you later on. It's eventually going to catch up to you. So these are some of the things that I've been going through or that I have faced or that I am facing on my job. And I'm going to say this again. I am seconds, minutes away from walking off. Now, I also say this. I have my own business. And I am right now, and I'm like, God, I don't have the resources. I don't have the backing. I'm reaching out to people and I'm saying, hey, I want to partner with you and team with you. And I have this 6P proven program that'll work. And I know how to facilitate. And this is what I do. This is who I am. And because of what I've gone through, I want to make a positive impact on the world that will affect people in a positive way. You want to affect people and make sure even children who have had school teachers, if you look around the world, look at people like Steve Harvey, who talked about how, he told his teacher that he was going to be on TV. And his teacher told him no, that he wasn't good enough for that. Even when people are telling you that you're not good enough, you stand up anyway. And you dare to be different. And you stand on 10 toes and tell people that you believe in yourself, even when other people don't believe in you. And you don't stand down on it. Even when things are not, even when you're not in a position where you want to be. Even though Steve Harvey was not on TV yet when he was a little kid, he knew that that is where he was going to land. And look at him now today. He is one of the most successful, not just a comedian. He's done acting. He's done a whole lot more than what he even expected. So don't allow people to treat you like you're nothing. Don't allow people to place fear in you. Don't allow people to make it seem like you're something and to place labels on you, to gaslight you because of their insecurities, because they want other people to engage, because really what they are a pack of wolves who are fearful. So that what they have to do is they have to bring other people along in the harassment. They have to bring other people along. Or when they see you coming, oh, here she come. And then you start off with your comments and making comments, or you gathering around a person to try to make them afraid, like they're going to cower down or cower back. Don't cower back. Don't cower back. Don't cower down. So I want to talk to you also the pain of being mocked because of your faith. Or for some of you, the pain of being mocked because you're different and you dare to stand up and to be different. As a believer, I've been mocked at work for standing in truth, for saying no to things that compromise my integrity, for praying at my desk, for living by biblical standards. That pain really hits deep. It really does. It will hit you really deep. It will even cut you like a knife. Or it'll feel like it cuts you like a knife. It's like the wind in New York in the wintertime. If you walk around the corner, that wind is going to hit your face. And if your face is not covered up, you're going to feel like somebody cut you in your face. Like that's the kind of pain that people feel. That's the kind of pain that people are subjected to when you're mocked for being different, when you're mocked because of your integrity, because of your character, because you have standards. How about that? Because you have standards. And because you have standards, then they place you on the chopping block. So God promised, whether you are a believer or whether you are not a believer, because God said he reigns on the just as well as the unjust. And there's not a person in this world that God won't come to their defense. He'll come running after you. He'll come chasing after you. Just like that song says, no wall he won't tear down to come after me. And that's what God wants to do for you. He promised to be with us even in the fire. He promises. And don't be afraid and don't be ashamed when you are mocked for being different. When you are mocked for your faith. When you are mocked for who you are. don't feel bad about that. You just keep on believing. And yes, I've been mocked by those who preach tolerance but practice exclusion. That's what they do. They exclude you. I've been excluded. I've been ostracized, castigated, subjugated, all of that. Who use feminism not as a tool for equity but a weapon of intimidation. Those are the kind of women I'm surrounded by, because they feel like they can use that and weaponize that against you and demonize you and pull you down and make you come down to that level. But I still love them, and I still pray for them, and I ask God to have mercy on them. And that's the thing you have to do. It's the same thing that Jesus said. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I still show up, because the fight isn't against people. It's against spiritual wickedness in high places. I want to say this, that I'm not alone. You're not alone. Because the Bible declares that I never leave or forsake you. And that's anybody. That's just not for the believer. That is for anybody. I want you to know and to understand that God is with you. And that He is rooting for you. I told you guys I'm going to be looking away because I do have a script in my hand. And I want people to understand that in spite of what you go through, in spite of being mocked for your faith, in spite of people trying to intimidate you, in spite of people trying to harass you, you are not alone. I want you to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and let me know, what are your thoughts? How do you feel? This is a journey that we're on, and we can get through this together. You're not alone. I'm not alone. And God promised that to us. Healing and holding them accountable. And that's the thing that works with the individual. It doesn't start with them. It starts with us. It starts with you. You have to heal, but at the same time, you hold people accountable who gaslight you. You document everything. I've been saving emails. I've been saving notes. I've been saving performance reviews. I spoke to HR. It's like I feel like I'm alone, but I know I'm not alone, because I pray and I ask God to help me and to give me strength every day. And if, people retaliate against you, even on your job, you seek legal counsel. That way it'll be documented and you'll have that information out there. Get therapy or trauma-informed coaching. That's me. And today I am being my own coach. I have a support system around me. You need a strong support system around you. When these things come, these trials, when they come, you have people to say, hey, come with me. Let me pray with you. You can just go around and sit in silence. Hey, let's go out to eat. Let's take this off of your mind. You need people like that in your life. You're not alone. Your life matters. Your work matters. Your mindset matters. Your health matters. Your wellness, it matters. And I tell you guys this, I had gotten to the point to where I was going into work and I would have tension going all up my back. Skin just hot and everything. And I decided to protect my peace. And that's what you got to do too. You got to protect your peace. You got to learn how to heal by protecting your peace, but you hold them accountable. And that's what you do. You don't have to shrink or prove your worth to people. You don't. You do not have to shrink or prove your worth to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Because that's who they are and that's who they have decided to be. And guess what? They need other people to come against only you. It's only you. And all of them need to come against the one you. That shows how powerful you are. That you are mighty. And that you're strong. And that you're going to do great exploits in the land. Why? Because God is with you. And you're not alone. And I'm not alone. I'm not alone in this. I know that for a fact. But it can become overwhelming at times. And I was just at my wit's end today. Like when I was speaking to the lady in employee relations, I thought she was done with the investigation. At least that's what she had told me. But in the second meeting that we had today, she came with the hurling insults as well. Oh, you're suffering, and tell me, uh, did she literally call you a black rat? Yes, she did. She called me angry, frustrated, and the other team members joined in with her, and they were laughing, and they thought it was funny. That's the kind of thing that people need to be held accountable for in these companies, in our environments. And it's sad that we live in a world where people's heart are more wicked than it is anything else. We're living in the last and evil days where people are high-minded. They're callous. They're cold. They don't care about anything, and they're really self-preserved. Lastly, and in my closing words, I want to say this to you. Bullying at work can break you if you let it, and don't let it break you. Find your happy place. Go and get you some ice cream. Go to the park. Enjoy yourself. People watch. Go to the lake. Whatever it is that you do. But don't let your situation and don't let them break you. But with truth, healing, in God, you can come back stronger. You can come back stronger than ever. God said, if I be for you, who can be against you? Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. And even if you're not a believer, you're still not alone. Even if you don't go to church. This is not just for people in the ministry. This is not just for Christians. This is for anybody who has suffered at the hands of another wicked person, of a wicked person, of a person who has security issues, of a person who is a complete narcissist and carry out narcissistic behaviors and try to enforce who they are upon you because they themselves are insecure and they see the security in you. They see that you have standards and they try to tear you down. So I'm sharing to set somebody free today, include myself. And if you have been hurt by leadership, by any kind of leadership, whether it's on your job, whether it's somebody that you've looked up to, whether it's been a coach, whether it's a school teacher, whoever it is, I want you to understand that don't get emotionally broken. All right? If you've been hurt by leadership, mark for your faith, mark for who you are, mark for having standards. You keep your standards, and you let them keep the gas lighted. And you run on and see what the end is going to be. You keep going. You keep moving. You keep pressing. There are so many people out there that have so many stories of people that have torn them down and they have triumphed over it. And so because I triumph over it, you can triumph over it too. Because I'm doing on my end, and I'm making them on my end, I'm making people accountable for the things that they do and how they make other people feel. Because they're different and because they have integrity and because they have standards. Leaders, don't turn your organization into an organism by making other people feel intimidated by you. Leaders everywhere, all over the world, wherever you are, in any segment of the world or in any segment of where you are, if it's where you live, don't bully people in the workplace. Don't bully. You don't know what somebody is going through. You don't know what they're facing. So I leave you with this nugget. That this channel, Zealous, this is a safe space for us. This is a place for us to live. This is a place for us to thrive. And we're not at the mercy of anybody. Because God is a God of mercy. And he is merciful. He shows mercy to those who shows mercy. And if you're merciful to other people who are being mean to you, then you're going to see the hand of God move in your life in a greater way than ever before. I love you. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have an awesome day. This is the Zealous channel, where this is your safe space. And we keep it real here. Peace. I love you. Until next time. Mwah.